What's going on, FCF family and friends? It is Thursday Q&A with Pastor Kim, Pastor Pete, and the infamous Pastor...
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
It's Thursday because I was convinced it was Wednesday. And I was feeling so good that I was so far ahead of things.
Whoopsie daisy.
And then Alexa told me, you know it's Thursday today, right?
Well, today it'll...
No, it's not. It's Wednesday.
It'll be Thursday for the majority of the day today.
So it really is Thursday. We got this thing set up, and I know that normally means
Thursday.
It's Thursday. Okay.
What day do you think it is?
Man,
Why don't you
know
tell
what?
us?
I know what happened to me. When you lose time like that, you have had an alien experience.
Oh,
Yes.
snap.
I've had an abduction.
Probably.
Is that what's
I've
going
lost,
on?
I've lost
That's
24
what the
hours.
runny nose is.
Oh.
They planted something in me probably 8 or 10 years ago. Of course.
Wasn't that on the X-Files that
course.
they always had a bloody nose when they came
Yes,
back from an alien
that was
abduction? All of a sudden blood
How about this?
Man, I'm glad it's not blood.
No.
Yeah.
There was another one that was really good. There was a little later after that one, and it was called. Do you remember it? Very similar.
What was it
The
called?
the Outer
Limits. I
Oh,
thought
yeah.
that was before
Outer
X-Files.
Limits was before. That was when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Is that true?
If you,
X-Files?
if you saw Outer Limits, you
And then
you
they
saw 'em
and
like,
then they did a newer version, I think.
Oh,
of
they
it.
did? Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
But
Who knows?
but
That's
yeah.
why you've tuned in for our reviews of sci-fi movies.
hated it.
Hated
Some
it.
of you will know what that refers to. Remember the show In Living Color? Hated it.
Oh.
Hated it.
The two movie critics.
Yeah. On track though, I'm gonna close the K2 football
not
that's
it.
on my desktop. I'm gonna go to Facebook. I'm gonna
So
load
funny.
this stream, and you can do the same. Here we go. FCF Church is down here. You can let us know where you're watching from, and we have some questions. You can throw some more questions in there if you have them, and there are in fact people on here. Hello, Miss Carol, Miss Kathy. FCF Church. Let me see here. Wow. I have a giant melon. What happened to my hair? You see they cut my hair all tight on the sides? You
Looks
see
good,
it?
man. That's your
Oh,
look.
right here. That's like all short, right?
Well,
Don't
you
you want
do
it that
that.
way?
Yeah, I know. Who would do that?
Yeah, that's your look. I don't know if I'll ever get over it.
my two brother. Which internet are you on? Did you check?
Oh, I forgot.
Okay, we're gonna check real quick and see what we're on. Go ahead, Pastor
Well,
Kim.
I'm probably on the guest.
Dag nabbit.
How do I do it while this is on?
Well, just go ahead and do it. What happened last time is we kept losing people because go ahead and swipe up.
Look
Let's
at
see
that.
if we are in fact back.
See, that's that.
All right.
That athlete in you performing
She
under
is.
pressure.
Under
like
pressure.
that.
Under pressure.
Hey, I was down. They put cornhole down here in middle school. I played several rounds of cornhole by myself. One time, I got 4 in the ringer in the hole in a row.
I'm not surprised.
Boom.
Not
Boom.
surprised.
Pastor Kim she got that elongated gene.
Mm-hmm. You know,
No, isn't it elongated when you're
I
running?
looked that up and I can't find it anymore. But I swear there was an article many years ago about certain people are born genetically more disposed to be athletic, so that their capacity to develop is far higher than the average person.
Oh.
That was always my excuse anyway.
So you weren't.
I may have dreamt it. I don't know. May
No.
have been just something I concocted.
Go,
I'm down
go,
there
go and
practicing
hop
cornhole
on.
every day.
Okay, we're back. We're rolling. We're in text. Miss Kathy, happy Thursday. Where are you watching from? Cinco de Mayo.
May 5th, today.
It's true.
Yeah, and yesterday was May the 4th.
And everyone
May
was wearing.
the
Well, and the
Force.
day before that was May 3rd.
And Miss
But May the Force be with you. It was yesterday.
May the
man.
4th. It's a Star Wars
Why did
reference.
I not know that? Could it be that I've never watched any of those movies? That's
See-
what it is.
See, you've never watched any of them?
I tried. And
Which ones did you watch?
Oh, man, I guess it was the first one I tried.
Okay, we gotta watch the later ones.
And it was kind of a toss-up between having jagged glass jammed up my nose or watching that. And, and I opted for the jagged glass.
There were a couple that were like, meh, but I generally liked the.
Lord of the Rings. I fell asleep
Really?
every time.
Pastor
I've
Kim?
never been able to sit through one of those without falling asleep.
Yeah,
and
me
I'm
too,
I'm a
but
movie lover, man.
Yeah, he does. Oftentimes we'll be talking and he'll pull out some random quote. Hated it, which is a TV show, but
I like the Mandalorian.
Do you remember the two characters?
I do. The other one is the I know what's wrong with it. It ain't got no gas in it. that was the other.
That's
Sling blade.
Sling blade.
Sling
Oh, you're not
blade.
supposed to tell them, just make them guess. All right, we
I
got
think we
Lewis
made them guess
Haynes.
one
What's
time.
up? Beautiful day the Lord has made. Get out after Q&A and enjoy the sunshine. Oh,
Okay.
I plan to.
I thought
you
it
know
was
what?
raining out.
Paul Barrios, what's up, brother?
No, it's going to be raining the next couple of days, but
It
today's
is.
pretty
I think
Okay.
softball's going to get rained out.
probably. They said Friday and Saturday are big rain days.
That's good. That's good. I was hoping.
It's kind of this rhythm now where every second or third day we get rain or at least cloudiness leading to
You know what
rain.
they say?
Mm-mm.
May showers bring
April showers bring May flowers.
Yeah, that's past.
April showers.
May showers bring.
look at me. I look like Sling Blade. It ain't got no gas in it. Dylan's got a question for us, and then we're going to dive in. Are we supposed to pray first? Question from me.
That face is pretty good, man. The sling blade face. Yeah.
What was the impression I did the other day that got you? We were on the
yeah,
phone
what
talking
was it?
about something.
Yeah, what was it? Francis Chan.
I
You
was
were
gonna
doing
say,
your
your
Francis
Francis
No, it
Chan
wasn't
is
on the
really
phone
good.
though. I mean, I did Francis Chan. By the way, there's another one that I think he is imprinted with,
Ah.
and it's a guy named Matt Chan.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, it's some of that in
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
Okay. April showers bring May flowers, and May flowers bring pilgrims. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Two wrongs don't make a right.
Who said
But
that?
that's Paul Barrios.
Oh, okay.
Two wrongs don't make a right, but two rights might make an airplane.
Oh.
This is terrible. We have completely derailed. Okay, why don't we get through these questions, and then I'll come back to Dylan's question here in a second.
All right.
Fire, Pastor Kim.
Here we
First
go.
question that came in. Okay, let's deal with our Star Wars questions. So we had Aaron had sent out ones to do May 5th because May the 4th, Force was yesterday. But Pastor Randy said, I don't know anything about Star Wars, but you don't have to.
That's all right, but it'll keep them engaged. They might actually like it.
Yeah.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to read the question first, and then see if you can tell us which character says it. So why don't you? The question is fear is the path to the dark side. If you know which, I'll give you a clue and tell you it was a Jedi said this. Go ahead and put it in the comments. Fear is the path to the dark side, he says.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
The only one I know is I am your father, Luke.
That-
Luke, that's the only one I know.
maybe the worst impression you've ever done.
Because I haven't watched the movie. But here's the rest of this quote.
James Earl Jones, you're
I
not.
know.
Jones, you're not.
I
James.
know. And yeah, it goes on to say, fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering. So the question is, would you agree with this progression of fear being the path to the dark
Yes, but fear is not the only thing that can lead to that list. Envy, selfish ambition, pride, arrogance can also lead to that same chain.
side? Okay.
So
yeah.
it's not just fear.
Not just that, yeah.
But other than that, it's
Yeah, it's still
good.
that from anger to hate to suffering. Da, da, da.
Okay, so the guesses online were that Yoda was the one to say it. For some reason, I think Yoda is correct. Somebody else said they thought that it was Obi-Wan Kenobi, but I don't think so.
Well, the original question, I left that part out to make these succinct, but the original had what movie and who said it.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So
come
we
on,
could-
Pastor Kim. You had one job. Unbelievable.
You didn't tell me you wanted that!
Would you agree? Okay, so
Okay.
there it is.
Okay, then the other quote is, you want to read the next quote? This one's kind of weird.
I don't know that quote. It says, luminous beings, are we? Not this crude matter? Am I reading that right?
Yeah.
Yes. hmm
Luminous beings.
And then you got to
are
read the
we?
second part of it.
Not this crude
his-
matter.
Could this be a reference to the spirit side of people?
My answer
Oh,
could be.
Okay, let me see if I can find.
It could be.
That's the
You
first
know,
time I saw these questions.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be.
It's been a
It
bit
wouldn't be inaccurate. You know. It's,
Yeah.
It's just kind of poetic license kind of
luminous.
thing.
Yeah.
There's lots of ways you can
luminous.
describe
Give it to me.
human
What is it?
beings.
Luminous creatures, are we?
Luminous beings.
Luminous beings, are we?
Luminous beans.
Beans.
They're kind of
Beans.
like green beans.
Lima beans, luminous beans.
These lima beans almost killed me, man. They were my friends all my
Oh, I
life.
remember you said that. Yeah.
And then they went and just turned me
Did a
inside
number
out.
on you.
Yeah.
Wow. There's a good chance that they shut us down for this, but I found it. There's something else running in the background.
Yeah, I can hear that.
I'm
Is that
remembering
us?
already why I couldn't watch those movies.
You're terrible. Terrible, 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 terrible,
boy.
terrible, terrible. Who's that? Anybody know who that is? You know who that is?
No, I don't.
Are you serious?
No,
No.
I really
Terrible, terrible, terrible. You're
Yeah.
terrible.
Sounds like my dad.
Charles
Well, I was going to say, it
Charles
sounds like some
Barkley.
people I hung out with.
What is he supposed to say?
Who did he say it was?
Charles Barkley is a commentator.
Oh, Charles. Yeah. I remember
basketball
Charles.
player,
Basketball player. Mm-hmm.
What is something?
See,
Is,
he knows him as a
Something is
commentator.
playing-
He knows
oh,
him as a
yeah.
basketball
Yeah,
player.
that's the difference in the age here.
no, he played. I mean, I'm a Philly fan, so. Okay, here is. We'll get to the other questions here, but here's the other.
What is he
Doing
doing?
the stomach growl? Actually, it's making melodious sounds, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Look at me. Judge me by my size, do you?
Mm-hmm. It's all coming back to me.
You should not. For my ally is the Force. And the powerful ally it is. Life creates it.
You're riveted, aren't you? You're riveted. It surrounds us. The force is
Can they
everywhere.
actually hear that?
Probably not. I hope you can't hear it because if you.
So we, not this crude matter.
Oh, so well, the question is, spirit side of people. I would say yes.
Okay.
So look, let's.
Next question.
You can look it up. It's on there.
Yeah.
We believe it. He's referencing. He actually pokes Luke's flesh and says that we are made up of more, basically,
Not
than
this crude
not
matter.
this crude flesh, not this crude flesh. Speaking to Abraham's bosom. All right,
Did you watch Mandalorian?
I've watched.
That's the only Star Wars one I liked. I like Mandalorian because of Baby Yoda. How can you
Yeah.
not like Baby Yoda?
That's not his name.
Right, it's Gregor.
No, it's just
Gregorius.
stop.
Gregorius.
Just stop. You're killing.
It is. What
Gregorius.
is it? What is it?
You're like Jim poking fun at Dwight in his story. Grogu. Actually, I shouldn't have
that's
said it.
it.
I should let him put it online.
Yeah.
Let him see it is. Got a bunch of stuff rolling in here.
But
Charles Barkley. Paul knew who it was. It is. Okay, South Carolina, Florida, watching. Let's keep rolling here, Pastor Kim. I'm catching up. I'm so far behind.
Oh no.
From the Phantom Menace, Blake Smith says, "What's up, my man?" We're probably gonna get rained out, Blake. Doesn't look good for our heroes. It's Dad Joke Thursday. Apparently, that's a reference to the horrible joke I told earlier. Mel, Philly fans too. Big pick in the draft.
Yeah, you guys did good this year in the draft. And,
We can hear it. Oh, they can hear it.
trades.
Whoopsies.
Made a great trade.
Didn't shut us down yet. Okay, it was Grogu. Watching from the Dagobah system. What's up? That's hilarious. All right, let's keep rolling, Pastor Kim. Back into some actual
All right,
serious questions.
last quote from Star Wars. Do
Oh.
or do not, there is no try. Do you think this could apply to obedience in our walk?
Oh.
Yes and no. If we have authentic trust, we're going to do what God asks us to do. But often we do what God wants us to do poorly initially, hence the trying. There has to be the willingness to do
Struggle.
what God asks and go through ups and downs and struggle. That's why, the old saying, if you're ever going to do something well, you have to be willing to do it poorly first.
Right, right.
So, some truth to that.
So how long should that maturation process take?
What's new? It's very different depending on what the issue is, what our human being's background is. I mean, there's a million different things that make that unique to each person.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I look at my own experience. There are certain things, layers that I didn't even know were there, that took 20, 30 years first to discover and then to, dislodge. So, it's an ongoing process throughout life. And of course, maybe I'm just a really bad kid. In fact, I am a really bad kid.
Well, no, but you're not living. I have seen the maybe the reference here, obedience in our walk. people living in just blatant sin and saying, I'm trying.
I'm trying.
I
Yes.
want to
Yeah.
stop having sex with my girlfriend, but every day it just happens.
I didn't know you had a girlfriend.
That was
Have I ever met her?
There's so
brown
many.
hair,
We have
blonde?
my admin, also my wife. But
All right, I've derailed this.
Yeah.
Let's get serious again. So what's the next question?
Yeah.
But yeah, but I think I should wrap that up there. If people,
Well, Pete's point is a very important one, particularly in church world today, because we do have these people that misunderstand grace as a license to sin. Well, why would God give us a license to sin? Sin is what's killing us, destroying us.
Right.
And when a Christian is blasé and they say they're trying, it's probably self-deception. And so it's really difficult to deal with, because there is a truth that there are seasons where you're sincerely trying, but you're falling down more than you're standing up, just like a baby trying to
Yeah.
walk.
Yeah.
But there's also those people that just kind of play fast and loose with grace to their own demise.
Yeah.
So,
and it's killing us. It's not God trying to control us.
Yeah.
It's that He wants what's best for us. and that
exactly.
is-
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's roll.
Okay.
I bet Dylan had a good question.
He did. We'll hit
Here's
his.
the last one on this
Dylan's
list.
deep, man.
Yeah, I love Dylan.
When the
Good.
Bible talks about seeing Jesus seated at the right hand of God, is that just a
Oh,
metaphor?
that's a hard question. I know. You told me already. This is a setup.
Is that just a metaphor since we can't actually see the Father, or is this an actual scene in heaven?
It really is a hard question, and the best that I can do is kind of make educated guesses at it. We do have scenes in the book of Revelation where there is an image sitting on the throne, but you can't distinguish the facial features. Perhaps the light is emanating from it, but the center of rule in the throne in the kingdom is always the Lamb that was slain, which is Christ. So you have those scenes in Revelation 5. The Father is on the throne, but Jesus is in the place of ruling. The angels and humans and everything is worshiping Him and so forth, as well as the Father on the throne. So the question is will we see some kind of a entity representing the Father, but we won't be able to distinguish His facial features? Because the idea behind it is that God in His pure innocence is forever unknowable, because He's not just omniscient, He is ever infinite in His creativity of thought and so forth, but He fully reveals Himself to all of His image-bearing beings in Christ. So we always really know Him, but we always really don't know Him. Because so the
can't.
idea that you don't see the face of the Father is that God in His pure essence, because of the distinction of His being, He would be unknowable, but He has made Himself known in Christ. So we have security that we know God, but we also have the realization that He's going to be infinitely creative, and there'll be new stuff we'll be learning and seeing all through eternity. That's what will make it so fun and exciting.
So yes, seated at the right hand of the Father.
I think we'll see a real image. I mean, Scripture seems to indicate that.
When
And it's
even-
also speaking to His position or power in the place of, what would you say? Seated at the right hand, it signifies His role and
authority.
and authority. Yeah, that's the word.
Yes, Jesus at
As
the right
well.
hand is indicative of the way God's carrying out His rule is in Jesus. He's not only revealing Himself to all sentient image-bearing beings through Jesus, but He's also carrying out His work. Jesus is the right hand, the ruling authority.
Okay.
Yeah. What was that reference in Acts where He's standing? We talked about
Standing.
last week.
Yes,
Which is
Acts
pretty-
7 with Stephen.
Pretty powerful image
Yes.
there as well.
Mm-hmm.
So there
Yeah,
seems to be
and-
another.
And I can only hope that that's the way it actually occurs at each death of one that's trusted in God.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
That Jesus is standing to meet us. Yeah, that would be the best, for sure.
Enter
I mean, you
glory that way?
read these stories about people that have these experiences.
You
when
good?
They, I got a little itch, man. I don't know. I think I got some fleas or something. I was reaching into my bosom.
You're trying to be discreet. I wasn't going to let you.
I
I wasn't letting you off
reaching
the
into
hook.
Abraham's bosom.
I was gonna call you out. What you scratching there, man?
Yeah, you got a little itch going
Man,
on.
you know what's a true story I did yesterday in the auditorium?
What's that?
I pulled a tick off of Buddy's head.
Oh yeah.
We're
Our-
walking.
all kidding aside, our field back here has had a history of having lots of ticks.
He was walking, and I was on the other side of him, and he was doing this number. It looked like he was adjusting his hearing aid. But he didn't have hearing aids. And he was like, "Man." I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I think I got a tick." I
That's
spun
really
around, and
that's
there was a
creepy,
little.
man.
It was.
But at least it was a tick big enough to see. The deer ticks are the bad ones.
They're so small.
Yeah, we have an infestation of them up our property, which is why we originally got the guineas.
The guineas will eat the ticks. That's
Absolutely.
right.
Oh man, they have great vision and
That's wild.
very precision pecking. Man.
Yeah.
Were you finished when you were doing the armpit scratch? Or you transitioned back in?
I'm good now. I'm good. Yeah.
All right. We had
Dylan's question. Dylan had a
Uh,
question. I think we're done these questions. We didn't have
remember
any
this,
today. Some days.
no,
we're
at the very
just-
top.
Oh, sorry, didn't do that one yet.
No,
Want
we
me to do
didn't.
that one yet?
Go
Okay.
ahead.
I didn't even
So,
read it yet. I just saw.
Have you thought about, or does FCF have a morning group? Not as in MORN, but MOURN, a morning group to address divorce, families dealing with mental illness, etc.
We used to have for many years a program, divorce care,
We do.
and
still have that.
we still have it. Okay.
And we
okay.
still have that.
And we
There
do.
you go. Shows how much I know.
Yeah, yeah.
You knew that. Just go with me.
Oh, sure. Sure. It's an interesting idea.
Well,
And,
and we also have a grief share for those
We do have
mourning
grief share.
loss of death.
But
In
you know,
terms
there's a lot of, traumatic experiences
Right.
in between. So I like that idea. I'm not sure.
Well, what I was going to suggest is that I think our care ministry with our care
you
partner
go. Yeah.
ministry,
Kinda
where
fills that
if
gap.
someone's
Good
really
point.
going through a difficult time and a mourning process of an event or something that wouldn't fall under divorce or loss of a loved one, that I think our care ministry likely can partner someone with them.
Yeah.
So not necessarily group, but
The care ministry is really a genius kind of a program because what we do is we take people that are in trouble, we give them a care partner, and the care partner is so obnoxious and difficult that they forget about their pain.
That's exactly what it is.
The
That's
care partner is such a
great.
nuisance.
so glad.
It's
that
like
he is.
it's like when you're like, I have a splinter, and they say put your hand on the table, and they
Pastor
smack
Chris.
smack
Pastor
your
Chris,
hand
we're gonna
with a
delete this.
hammer. You're like,
That's
how's a
it.
splinter feel?
That's
Not
it.
near as
That's-
bad.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the way we
You know,
do
that's
it.
if at the
Just never know what's
DMV,
coming
at the
at
DMV, if you walked into the DMV and somebody punched you as hard as they could right in the face, it wouldn't be near as bad to go to
No,
the
that's
DMV
the
after
DMV.
after the punch in the
Exactly.
face.
Just do it now.
You're like, how are you?
Instead
I'm
of making me sit here for an hour and a half,
Yeah.
and tell me I'm in the wrong place.
So apparently, Miss
No,
Miss
the
Shelley
the care ministry is a
Keysecker
wonderful
Kerr
ministry.
says, I try so hard to be serious, and yet I cannot.
So you try so hard to be serious. That is
Josh
so
said-
true, Shelley.
Yes and no. That sounds like a paradox. Be a good name for a series.
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, I'm actually excited about this week's.
I'm actually gonna do it.
There you go.
You are.
Okay.
You like yokes, huh?
Mm-hmm.
8 yokes?
But just the
Oxen yokes?
see,
Mm-hmm.
Jace,
Yokes like this that put people unconscious into rest?
the
right?
concept of how. I mean, can you give it to him? Give him a little bit of something, and then we'll go to Dylan's question.
What am I going to say on Sunday, man?
Oh, never
If
mind.
I give it now,
You gotta come and find
I
out.
come in on Sunday and I just shrug.
You know, we
That's
tell
it.
him.
That's all I got.
That's why I never give a definitive title. Have you ever noticed that?
Yes, I have noticed that. You don't even give an outline.
No.
You're like, I got nothing.
Well, I can give it. I can give an
I
outline.
just saw
But you don't give
myself,
it to
man.
us.
I do a pretty good Francis Chan, too.
No, you gotta do better
Oh, that's right.
than
It's gotta
that. He wants to give to us. I need a book. I need a Bible to put in my hand, and I hold the Bible. He's called us to this. But we don't do that, do we? All right, go back to
my
Dylan.
goodness.
I look like a crazy person in this. What's wrong with me?
That's going on pre-service.
No. Oh, come on, give him.
Francis Chan will be
Can I-
suing us.
I just want to say one pre-service video. I like to do a little bit of a clip from, and there was one where he was doing the hair and everything.
Oh, that was
and
hilarious.
you and I, and he was like, "Well, that makes me look like I'm just being so silly, and you two are being so serious." And I said, "And your point?"
I digress. I use levity. I'm not sure if you've
I've
seen
noticed.
this.
I've noticed that.
Hey, I love laughing every day.
Okay.
The best.
Can we give him something on the message?
What the title?
Josh is asking.
Yes. The paradox is taking up a yoke to find rest.
Say it again into the microphone.
Taking up a yoke to find rest.
It's just good, man.
Biblically, yoke were put on the necks of oxen to plow fields and so forth. Also,
Younger brothers.
teachers, rabbis in biblical days would their emphasis in teaching was sometimes called a yoke as well. But it's kind of a paradox. A yoke you think in terms of work and labor to find rest. So.
But Jesus, there's a verse for that somewhere.
There is, man.
Something I forget. If you know what the verse is, go ahead and put it in the comments, Josh Williams. Lots of love for the Stephen ministers. They say that
Yes.
they rock, and they do, Pastor Chris.
A fool, as I am prone to do at times.
Go Phillies! Are there actual Philly fans? Are there Philly fans here? Lots of Philly fans. How is this possible?
I'm really saddened to hear that.
Okay, I'm trying to get back to Dylan's question. Lots of comments about the Star Wars stuff. That's hilarious.
I'm troubled about that too.
As soon as I started it, you said...
Living color is one thing. That's fine.
You said,
Star Wars.
Starting to remember why I couldn't watch these. Dylan, question from young adults. What do pastors think about music consumption? Oh, good gravy.
Music
Here we go.
consumption.
All Christian, all the time, Christian rap, Christian heavy metal. Is there a good way to decide whether or not to listen to a certain type of music? Thanks. Ooh, I got a feeling you want me to answer this one.
I can answer part of it about how you consider what type you listen to, what type you like.
Is it good or is it bad?
Yeah, I'll let you answer.
I think you're more, a little bit more out of touch with today's music.
Oh, I am.
Like,
Yes.
like
Absolutely.
the level of vulgarity and violence.
Well, he's talking about Christian music, though.
Oh, he's just talking about
Christian
Christian,
rap.
or is
I
he-
thought the question was about
All
Christian music.
all the time. So that's the first question.
Like,
It's all
should
Christian.
Oh,
Yes.
I got
So
you.
I would. Do you mind if I try to field it, and then you fix me?
Sure, man. No.
No, I don't think you have to listen
I
to.
think you're the music man.
I don't think you have to listen to all Christian all the time. I think
You don't?
no.
I'm disappointed to hear that out of you.
I think that there is always a danger. This is gonna sound kind of weird,
So,
spiritual.
can you listen to Mozart? Is that okay?
Yeah, right. Classical. Yes,
I listen to
absolutely.
piano music all the
Just don't listen to country. That's not music. I'm kidding. They booed me off the stage. That is not true. I used to dog country music.
Me too.
And then I had
It's changed, man. It's changed dramatically. It really has.
I had a 6th grade teacher who was a drummer, a 3rd grade teacher who was a drummer, Mr. Larkin. I don't remember what grade it was, but I was younger, and their bass player went away, and he was good friends with my parents, and asked if I could play bass because I was a fairly proficient musician at
In
a young
his
age.
country band.
In his country band, and they paid me. You ready for this?
Mm-mm.
$50 an hour.
Wow.
And that was back when, like the.
Easy.
That was back when money really counted.
That was skideel for
yes.
a young
Even now,
buck.
$50.
Yes.
Yeah.
$50 an hour.
would be-
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I enjoyed it.
I'll bet you
I
Yeah.
did.
did.
$200.
You became a country music lover overnight.
Well, if you lose, you're one and only. I developed an affinity for all these country songs that I never thought I would like.
Okay, the question.
The question, I think you should be careful of the consumption, just like Pastor Kim was saying, the vulgarity, what's taking place in music, and I maybe even take it a little bit one step farther that I may take some flack for, but I'm gonna say it anyway. So I think that spirits reproduce spirits in a kind of a weird way with music, where if you're listening to a lot of garbage from somebody that has a lot of garbage in their life, there is some level of impact that takes place. Obviously, I'm not saying you're going to go try to kill somebody, but just be careful. So I think making sure you're not walking away. For you to think that music is not getting inside of your heart, getting into your soul, and
Just like TV programming.
even when we do music on a Sunday morning, you will often notice that we will change the lyrics to songs. We will kind of tweak things, move things around, because we believe that we are teaching theology with music. It was a tool that was used to bring the body of Christ together, and a tool that was used to memorize stuff. There's even parts of the Bible that we don't realize is written in a cadence that they would use for reciting purposes. We don't see that now because of the translation, but that was a huge purpose for music and worshiping God. So I would just be super careful if you are listening to stuff that is explicit sexually, that has a lot of profanity in it, that is basically saying things over and over again that are bad, and thinking that that's not getting inside of your spirit, I think is a dangerous, dangerous road to go down. Now, easy like Sunday morning. I don't know that you're going to go astray, leading that. But
Yeah, I mean, I think we would all agree there's differing degrees. Okay, let's use the term secular music.
yeah,
If you're listening to
which means
secular
what does
music,
that mean
it
for
just
some?
means it's not sacred. It's not rooted in biblical
No.
thought or lyrics.
Yeah,
or-
non-Christian.
Yeah, non-Christian.
Just for somebody secular. Yeah.
Some non-Christian music, it's just kind of neutral. It doesn't have a negative morality built into it. Others is very clearly negative. Now, there is an interesting thing. Philippians 4:8 talks about the things to keep in your mind. The idea being that God has made our minds highly sensitive, so that negative input has a way of lodging, and it can start to create troublesome pockets that we're not even aware of. Okay, if you read Philippians 4:8, it's just talking about whatever is good, whatever is lovely, whatever is a good report, yada yada yada. Think on these things. So, Romans 12 talks about be transformed by the renewing of our mind. Music, sometimes you're listening to songs, you're not even trying to memorize the words, but the words just stick, just like a commercial can happen. So Pete's caution on that, I think, is appropriate and
Legalistic, but appropriate.
well, but particularly some of the music today that has gone to extremes of vulgarity and violence too.
Yeah.
I just.
And I think too, because the same could apply to shows we watch, movies we watch, everything. But music, you've often said, it's the language of the soul. Music, it makes something, I think, get at a deeper level. We're wired for music, and like you say, without you ever even knowing it, lyrics, things. Look at jingles, for advertisements.
They stick in your memory.
To all be patched special cheeseburger zone zone says. Why do I remember that? Because it was a
Break
tune.
me off a piece of that.
Kit Kat bar.
Do it 100
See?
times.
Yeah, and so it gets in
There's
even
something.
more
Chock
than
full of nuts is that. Oh, I'm too old. Somebody knows, Nadine. You're out there, Nadine. Chock full of nuts is that heavenly coffee.
I was gonna say I thought it was coffee, but I
How about this? This is another one. I love what you do for me. No. Anybody know?
That's McDonald's.
I
right?
love what you do for me. Ba ba da. Anybody know what it is? And they do something at the very end of the commercial.
Isn't that McDonald's?
No.
It's not. Okay.
No.
See,
no.
I try
Man,
not
you don't
to
know that
watch
one?
commercials.
It's like the funniest. One of the funniest. We just lost our microphone. Oh. There it is. It's coming back. It's coming back.
Oh,
How did that sound? You saw it
It was
slide.
the last drum roll.
It was the last drum roll. I got to wedge it back in there.
okay.
I think we underestimate the value of what's getting in our spirit through music, and you walk away saying things, not even realize you're saying them, and it's dangerous. It's dangerous.
The word you used, the word lodge.
Let me share a little experience. Okay, now, this would not apply to everybody, but okay, I came out of the rock culture. I mean, we were the first hippies and listened to rock music, went to concerts.
Tell us about your hair.
Oh, I used to have hair down the
tell-
middle of my
tell-
back.
tell
Yeah,
them.
I used to. Anyway.
Lady killer. You were a lady
No,
killer. You ain't
man,
got to tell
no,
me.
I wish I was. I was a wannabe. Anyway, when I became a Christian in 1973, one of the things that was very troubling to me for a number of years was the old music I listened to would come back into my head involuntarily, and I would find myself being pulled back and remembering circumstances, situations, things that I did.
Emotions.
That I now didn't want in my mind at all. The music had kind of soaked it into my memory, and it became very troubling. And so for me, I'm not saying everybody has to do this, for me, probably up until, wow, man, let me think, maybe from 1973, probably until 1980 or further, I didn't listen to any secular music at all. I needed, it was kind of like a cold turkey thing, I needed it. After that, I could listen to things again that didn't trouble me, didn't bring back to memories. But everybody's different in those things, so I'd be very careful with music. Music is powerful.
Yeah. I grew up, I'm going to tip my hand a little bit, they're going to think I'm crazy. I grew up in a house where my dad was raised in the exact same environment that Pastor Randy was, where his life was consumed by sex, drugs, and rock and roll. That was his entire world, his life was chasing music and chasing women, my dad would say. And when he got on fire for God, I've tried my way, this doesn't work, God, I'm gonna do this your way, kind of a crazy conversion experience. And he ends up at this point where he realizes the same thing, that this garbage, he remembers a point when, not in an audible voice, but that he felt like God was telling him to get rid of his records. Is a really. I'm dating my dad a little bit. He told me the story one time when I asked him what I'm getting ready to tell you in a second. But he told me the story. He said, I remember sitting in front of the incinerator in his apartment.
I used to have an incinerator.
All right, which I'm like, I don't know what that is, but it sounds like a real thing.
In fact, I threw flour down the incinerator, and the doggone thing was on, and the
Whoosh!
flour blew up in my face. I was about 6 years old.
Did you regret it?
I did.
Would you
Lost
do it
my
again?
eyebrows.
Did you? So Dad remembers this point when he felt like God told him, "Hey, you got to get rid of this garbage. Like this is too ingrained into your life. Like you got to get rid of this." And he couldn't even. He thinks that God made the door to the incinerator smaller on purpose because the records wouldn't fit in. He had to break the record in half and then put him in the incinerator.
Wow.
And he said that he felt this like freedom, as he was saying, I'm changing my life. I'm living different, and break the records. The stuff that he had invested his life in as a musician playing, and because of the impact that had on his life, until I was in high school, we didn't listen to secular music that was not. Now here's what I'll tell you. Some of you know I'm a musician. Had opportunity to travel and play all over the world, and super blessed. Married to amazing musicians, better vocalists than I am. Incredible. Even though this is my primary profession. It's how I feed my family. I wouldn't go back and go, man, I really wish for the first 16 years of my life I had listened to that, even though this is my full profession. And the reason I say that is because I really do believe that there is something powerful that gets in our spirit in reference to music. I think that music, like most things, like sex, like most things that were created by God, was created for a purpose and for a reason, and it was a spiritual, a biblical reason, and instead we've perverted it and we've made it something that's horrible that just wrecks our lives. So I don't think you have to do it. Be careful how you exercise your freedom.
Yeah.
Maybe you can go down that route with it.
And don't get real judgmental
Legalistic,
on
yeah.
other people that are at different stages of development, because this is a very different kind of an issue for everybody.
It's great.
But I think in general, Kim's point, when it's obviously very vulgar, very violent, come on, we probably need to just steer completely clear of that kind of thing.
Laced with profanity, you shouldn't be listening to that. It's not good for your spirit.
But when Adele comes out with a new album, you got to get it.
That girl, she got pipes.
I tell you what, man,
I love it.
when I listened to her and her new album, I was like, your first album was good. This is not so good.
Well, this is about number 5. This isn't her second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, the one that she introduced recently,
Yeah,
she was
yeah.
standing up on this hill. It was a beautiful setting.
Yeah, Easy on You. Yeah,
I was
it's probably it's my least favorite of because I have
Good.
all her other ones
Give
too.
the girl a break. You know how hard it is to write music?
And,
Hated
but
it.
man, some of her other ones are amazing. So she has the most. Everybody says you get just your Adele album so you can cry.
And-
They all make you cry.
I mean,
Well,
that
she
was
has
a
an
great question, though, Dylan.
amazing voice. But I'm not real up on the music, but her first songs I thought were remarkable. You know. But anyway.
Is
Okay.
she? I don't know if Adele is a writer.
She
Oh,
does
I
write
don't
some.
know.
Yes, she doesn't
I mean,
write
did she-
all of her music, but she does write some or does some.
Hello? Did she write Hello?
I think so.
Very good
I'd
question.
have to look at it though.
Yeah.
But yes.
And again, I think another thing you said, Pastor, at the end of that conversation is super important. Don't get judgmental of people. And if God gives you a personal conviction, don't make that a public conviction that you push on other people. That is not going to work out well for you, and try to justify things.
No, it's hard enough to take care of our own souls, much more to become the policeman for somebody else's.
Come on now. Do we answer your question there, Dylan? Does that help? I hope that's beneficial to you. Carolyn Holbrook is knocking me for knocking country. I was kidding. Similar to my Android joke that I made. I took some flack for the Android joke. Do you remember that?
Well, you know, I used to always make jokes about country music through the
Oh,
years in this
jokes!
church.
You didn't make jokes. You like.
Well, I know. I
You
really did dislike it. But what has happened now? Okay, back in my day, they had something called Southern rock, and so it was rock music, but it just had a slightly different sound. And what they're doing today in the country music sounds to me like what we used to call Southern rock. I mean, you got a lot of lead guitar and cool sounds, and so I can
It's transition.
you know,
But what about
enjoy it.
like original?
Patsy Cline.
There you go.
I
Yeah,
love Patsy Cline.
I have a harder time with that. Now I tell you what I do like. I didn't know I liked it until I heard it.
Dixie Chicks.
No man, it's that bluegrass stuff.
Oh yeah,
You know,
bluegrass.
what was the movie? You know, with
I am a man. Oh brother, where art thou?
Oh brother, where art thou? I
George Clooney.
I love that stuff, man.
This place, geographical oddity. 2 weeks from everywhere. He's trying to buy stuff and he can't buy stuff. My girl, she done run OFT. Oft. Just the memory. It's bad. It's not good.
It's remarkable. It really
Terrifying.
Is. Yeah. Terrifying.
Love
but
you,
remarkable,
Dylan. You're
yes.
awesome. Sue Strasberg. Sue, hello. Thanks for hopping on. She also loves Patsy. We won't hold that against you. Who's the other lady that Dolly Parton?
Oh,
Like,
she's
Dolly.
a songwriter.
Yeah,
She is a
Jolene.
She's an amazing
Jolene.
song. Most people
Amazing.
don't know that she's written so many songs for other people.
Oh, my goodness,
Yeah, she's
yeah.
a genius
Yep.
songwriter.
Yeah, some of my favorite artists are legitimate, like what I would call a complete
My favorite.
performer, singer, songwriter. That's I appreciate that. But here's the deal. There's some people that I really love musically, and I'll give you an example so I'm not being vague. I like John Mayer. I think John Mayer is
I do too.
incredible vocally. He's incredible musically. He's incredible thematically. His early stuff where he's there was a song he wrote called Neon where he talks about all this, if you look at the words, all this imagery in it. The trail of ruby red and diamond white hits you like a sunrise, which is actually, if you think about it, it's as you're pulling into a city, trail of ruby red is the brake lights, diamond white is the headlights, hitting you like a sunrise driving into a city. I mean, he's an incredible. That said, there are John Mayer tunes that I'm just not going to put in my playlist because I don't want to hear some of them, and I'll let you pick which songs you think those are. So, it is. We've noticed Pastor Randy has a serious resting face. That's what we're gonna.
Man.
Yeah, man.
It's
Come on,
it's
John
frozen-
Turkey.
It's frozen on me now. I'm old, man.
We were in staff meeting Tuesday, and I was like, "Are you all right?"
You
You like,
okay? I'm fine.
I'm good. The jaw. It's the
Could you
jaw.
tell your face that?
The jaw is forward and up a little bit. It's kind of. I got to work my Pastor Randy.
You're a scary man.
Dolly, Mel likes Dolly. See, okay, let me see if I missed any other questions. Carolyn Holbrook, you're awesome. John Howard, don't think Jesus. Somebody else just commented. I lost it. Don't think Jesus top country song right now. Don't think Jesus. Maybe you don't think Jesus listens to top country songs right now? John, help me out. I don't know what you're saying there. Would like it. Miss Shelley's dogging me again. That's what she does. Watching. Okay, I think I'm I don't know. There's other comments here. I'm behind.
I mean, I don't have any text for this, but I don't think Jesus is up in heaven listening to any radio stations down here.
I can't imagine.
I don't think he's got a playlist up there for what's going on down here.
Well, that's
just my thought.
That's one of my thought processes is that all of these perversions that we've seen of the things that God created for us in heaven, it's going to be like, oh yes. I worked with a guy who said it was like switches. Turn on all the switches.
You gotta turn on all the switches.
Turn on the switches.
Yeah.
Everything looks different when the lights are on.
The lights are on. All right. Any other questions before we hop off? This week, plan to join us this series. Don't think Jesus. Oh, my man. You want to take that call, Pastor Kim? Are you busy at the moment?
I'm busy.
It's a song title.
Oh,
That's what that is.
Okay.
Don't think Jesus
Is a country song.
is the top country song right now.
Oh.
I'm not familiar with it. I gotta check it out.
Don't think
Thanks,
Jesus.
John, my man.
Okay.
I definitely will not.
Oh, and here's somebody else correcting us on that. Carrie Doob says, "Don't think Jesus" by Morgan Wallens is what he meant. All right.
Oh, okay.
I just thought he had horrible grammar.
I was thinking the same thing.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've sent a couple texts that I went back and read, and that's not what I meant to say.
No.
You gotta watch it.
I don't
Gotta
send
watch
that
what your
many.
dad sends.
Yes.
Did you ever ask him about that one?
Man, I haven't.
Yeah,
I got
okay,
to. Did we
got it.
tell him live? Did we tell him what
We
happened?
told him about it. Yeah.
Man, that was
Yeah.
crazy. My father, supposed to be a man, we're Catholic, grew up Catholic, so we're Italian. So all Italians are Catholic at least once.
Okay.
Yeah.
No joking there.
Makes
So
sense.
they always call my father a man of the cloth because it's like a Catholic reference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been called a man of the cloth.
You can get it every once in a while. All right, this Sunday continuation. This is week 3. It is.
It is.
Yes.
Week 3 Paradox. series, which is fantastic. And give it to us one more time.
It's taking up a yoke to find rest.
Yeah.
Taking
Yoke
up a yoke.
equals rest.
How can taking up a yoke give you rest?
Yeah.
That's what he's going to tell us.
Yeah,
Don't tell us.
I'm going to try.
You want to tell us now?
Now, you either do or you don't do, but you can try. I'm going to try.
Right.
I'm probably blowing you up with my coffee breath, boss. I'm so sorry.
Guess what?
No,
We're having for
I
Mother's Day
did
dinner.
not notice it.
What?
Family. We're having crabs for Mother's Day.
Oh, wow.
Man,
I'm
Wow.
super excited about that.
Yeah, join us.
Think-
This is also
Think about
Mother's
crabs.
Day.
I love crabs, but I get tired of picking them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I like the big crab legs, because you can genuinely get full off of those
Yeah.
pretty quick.
They taste
the flavor is
different.
different.
Yeah.
Very different.
Yeah.
You
I
like that
blue
flavor?
crabs. I
You
like
don't
blue
like that
I like them both. I like Maryland blue crabs. I like Alaskan.
I have a close friend that travels with a group called, let me see if I can find this real quick. Travels with a group called Unspoken, who they've written one, oh, that's not him. Man, I think he texted it to me too. It was the biggest lobster I've ever seen in my life.
Oh,
Man, I don't know if I can find it real quick.
I think it's okay if you don't.
Yeah, you think it's all right? Y'all be all right?
Just proportionally.
Terrible
right.
friend. All right, join us Sunday, 9:15, 11:15. Anything else you need to share with them?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think there's anything special going on this Sunday.
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
Oh yeah, there's that.
Photo
Oh my
op.
goodness.
Ready for that?
How could I?
You're fired.
Yes. It's a most special day.
Most special day.
Yes.
Come to church. Bring your mom. Or come to church with your mom because you love your mom. We
Yeah.
will see you on Sunday.
Just thinking, my message doesn't really fit Mother's Day very
Sure
well.
it is. The paradox of giving your life away to your kids is the most rewarding thing in the world.
Taking up your yoke brings rest.
Not what it's about. That's all right.
That's all right.
See you Sunday.
Bye.
You gotta wave to him, boss.
Wait, here you go.